Up.
5.
Put her down and stop her. Stop her now. 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 No. No, wait! We just landed at Saba Island! Now, everybody, welcome back on board the beautiful Airbus A380, which has just arrived for the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, of course, the beautiful fly-by-wire A380 that's free. And while a lot of people are now flying this airplane around realistically in VATSIM, but if you are a die-hard simmer, I suggest you take a look at the rules and maybe check out whether the airport you're flying to is actually allowed to even host an A380. As of 2016, there are only 125 destinations worldwide compatible with this airplane. Obviously, big cities all over the world. This is actually an interesting Airbus presentation from a while ago. These are compatible airports as well, but not legally allowed airports. So it's only this small list then. Very small list indeed. Well, yes, of course. This airplane is huge and trumps any other airplane on the apron. It needs a very wide runway, but also very wide taxiways, and also very wide gates. Yes, at most small airports, you'll quickly figure that you can't really park your airplane anywhere because it's just so huge. And that's the main restriction. And what we're doing right now is we're letting the Airbus auto land down here at London City. This should be interesting. That airplane will definitely not fit on the ramp at all. But everybody, in today's video, we're going to explore something else, and that is the runway length that this airplane requires, which is actually really not much. This thing can stop very quickly and take off very quickly. This right here is London City Airport's runway, 1.3 kilometers long. Well, and what does Airbus say? How much runway does the A380 need? Well, it's actually this much, 3 kilometers. So pretty much more than twice as long as London City Airport's runway. But I don't believe that number. See, the A380 has immensely big wings. For takeoff, it has immensely huge 4 engines and a bit of lag here. We have a lot of landing gears down there that can, have a lot of braking, and also a huge spoiler surface that we're gonna see. Huge air braking system. Let's maybe see how this airplane actually copes with doing the ILS approach. Once again, this is auto land. We're letting the airplane fly itself, land itself. What this plane is struggling with, the London City approach is very steep, so the Airbus is a bit struggling. Let's maybe utilize the full potential of this Airbus by putting the auto brakes too high. Come on, Airbus autopilot. I trust you. I know this is weird for you to have such a descent angle here on landing. Come on, you're on a stable approach. You should be able to do this, Airbus autopilot. I trust you wholeheartedly. Come on, you should be able to do this. Despite this being a runway that's only half as long as you need, you'll be able to cope with flying here.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't
Shut
sink.
up. No, runway too short. Shut up. It's not too short. Your autopilot just sucks. All right, it is going to land. It's going to land very hard here. Sorry. Oh my God. Okay, that doesn't matter. The autopilot very much messed up. Anyway, full reverse thrust and full power into the auto brakes, and you can see full spoilers come out, means that we stopped within only a few hundred meters, really. And the experience here is really laggy. I shouldn't have downloaded the 8K version. Look at that stopping distance. Almost ridiculous. I mean, that was genuinely just a few hundred meters, 460 or something. Very impressive. Yes, I myself did not expect this airplane to actually do so well on short runways. Yes, but in fact, it's rather the size of the plane that makes it hard to fit into airports. This airplane would in no way be able to steer around here because it would just crash into airplanes all the time. It would require like 3 parking spaces here. That is the problem of the A380, not the fact that it needs a necessarily long runway. So let's maybe take this a step further. We are here on the Lord Howe Island right here. This is the runway length the A380 would usually require, and this is the size of the airport runway. Barely a kilometer long if you also measure the displaced threshold. Qantas flies here, but only with a Q300, but Bombardier. But maybe they can fly the whole population of the island, probably on one single airplane. One single airplane that has very thick wings, that has very good spoilers, very good flaps, and a good auto braking system. Let's set that up here. And it can fly at surprisingly low speeds here. We're at 110 knots. This airplane feels like it's far away from stalling. That's actually pretty good with all the flaps out. But by the way, makes quite a bit of a difference is that our weight is relatively low, obviously. But definitely, this plane is not a bad performer whatsoever. So come on then, let's maybe land maybe on the threshold or something. Very early landing.
Retard 5.
Okay, there you go. And now it's time to put the reversers out. Here we go. And this plane is stopping in a jiffy. That's genuinely insane. That's genuinely insane. What? I mean, we put out full brakes. We didn't even need them. But I can imagine the temperature will be quite high in a second. And there might be some fire. But anyway, that was just ridiculous. What the Now, yes, to be fair, we're talking about landing distance here, which is always much shorter than, for example, the takeoff distance needed to take off. Great sentence here. But I'm pretty confident that we should be able to take off, especially on a very low weight configuration. So come on, let's get all these engines to give all power it can give all the way to Toga. That's what I'm saying. And let's release the beast while putting out flaps right now as we speak so that they come out as we advance in speed. Look at that. And we should be able to move off in a jiffy as well. The A380 can fly to Lord Howe Island, and we even have some runway to spare. That's what I'm saying. And that's quite ridiculous, but it works. I like it. So we need to go even shorter. Now, right here, we are in the Alpine Mountains to revisit an airport that we talked about a while ago. Yes, the airport of Zell am See, which is down here. You can see once again the runway that the A380 requires. And this right here is what the airport actually offers. Yes, we're moving below 1 kilometer, barely, what, 700 meters. So once again, auto brake to max, all of that, get that going. Now, I do have to say this is the Microsoft Flight Simulator, so take this whole test with a grain of salt. Yes, once again, the ailerons. We are at a very low speed. That is actually ridiculous. This airplane looks like it's almost not flying, like it's in standstill. I don't know if that's realistic to be able to fly this slow. Anyway, come on. Let's do this, okay? All good? All right, there you go. Touching it down. All right, that was hard, very hard. Let's go ahead and stop now. Reverse thrust fully out. I'm pointing the elevators up so they can also act as some sort of air brake. We have landed on 300 meters. Okay, interesting. All right, everybody, time for the ultimate challenge. Welcome to St. Bartholomew Island, which also has quite a very short runway, 600 meters, compared to the 3 kilometers needed. But we all know the main attraction of the St. Bartholomew Island airport, and it's of course the fact that you have this huge hill that you have to kind of fly over, so you can't even utilize the whole runway. But I'm kind of confident that even from the runway 10 side, from the hillside, we should be able to make this, which is kind of weird. Okay, auto brakes are once again set to high. The runways here are so short that the runway awareness system will not even warn us about that. All right, keep it under control.
50. Pull up.
Oh, that hurt. Let's go now and stop this airplane. If I make this, I'm gonna delete my YouTube channel. I did not say that. What? Yes, everybody, my friends of realistic airplanes, we've been able to fully stop. What the? Yeah, we stopped at St. Bartholomew. Don't ask me how that worked. You may remember my video about the shortest runway in the world. Let's go there. Yes. 3 kilometers are needed. 400 meters are given. This is the island of Saba with its 400-meter long runway. Now, this is actually genuinely hilarious because whenever I do these landing challenges, especially at St. Bartholomew, I often require like several attempts before I actually make it. But so far in all of those tests, I needed only a single attempt. I'm not kidding you. Let's maybe see if the same applies for Saba Island with its 400-meter long runway. All right, put her down.
Pull up. 5.
Put her down and stop her. Stop her now. 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 No. No, wait! We just landed at Saba Island, the shortest runway in the world. What in the... Everybody, this is absolutely insane. Yes, we were running this airplane on very low weight with no one inside of the airplane indeed, but my god, this can't be realistic. There must be something wrong with the flight dynamics. Once again, Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's the way it goes. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this test video. You know what? My advice is don't care about all the restrictions. You can very much fly the A380 here. Fits on the ramp just nicely. Maybe not. And so I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.